The final Big 12 power rankings of the season. Anthony Totri, let's not waste any time. Is it a clean sweep at 16 for Oklahoma State for you?
2 years in a row, and Oklahoma State hasn't moved an inch. At number 16, they've gone 0 of 18 in their last 18 Big 12 games. My goodness, they are bad. And, well, they're staying put at number 16. And then coming in hot at number 15, it's the Colorado Buffaloes. Look, the reason they're not number 16, it's because Oklahoma State exists. At number 14, it's your favorite school, the Kansas Jayhawks. Yeah! The end of the Jalen Daniels era has arrived, and I'm sure Kansas fans are pumped for that. Coming in at number 13, it's Aranda's Baylor Bears. Man, does it suck to be you.
Hey, good thing he's coming back, though.
There sucks to be you. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That was actually pretty good. I actually didn't know what you were doing there for a second, and then I had to catch up a little bit.
It is unbelievable that Dave Aranda is still going to have a job coaching in the Big 12, but that's what I've got 13 through 16. Rubus, not much changes for me.
No, and not much changes for me, but a little bit. At number 16, yeah. At number 15, it is the Colorado Buffaloes. At number 14, it is the Kansas Jayhawks. At number 13, look, I get that you're playing Texas Tech, but you got
spankings. That's what the Mountaineers got, man.
At home, too, which is just you got to score. West Virginia at 13 for me. Won't take long to see Dave Aranda's team, but what about for you? Who's coming in at number 12?
Yeah, I've got UCF here. This is a program that just feels like the last several seasons hasn't really moved out of this tier of bottom half teams. And we'll see what they look like in 2026, but in 2025, I'd say it was certainly a failure of a year. West Virginia coming in at number 11 through the first 6 teams that we've got no movement, and the same as it relates to number 10 here with Kansas State. I don't have any of these teams moving from where they were at a week ago, but I do have a new number 9, and that is Cincinnati. Man, doesn't it feel like just yesterday the Bearcats were a top 4 team in this conference, and we were talking about Brendan Sorsby in the Heisman? Well, Brendan Sorsby, you, sir, will likely hit the transfer portal, be playing for an SEC school next season, and Cincinnati will be lost without you. A rough year for the Bearcats, which started off really promising. But 9 through 16, I feel like I nailed this, Rubus.
I mean, I think you did a pretty good job. For me, at number 12, I'm going with Baylor, rising up from number 13 for me last week. At number 11, I've got UCF, also rising up.
Rise up!
I don't know. Who cares? 11 through 16 is a complete crapshoot. At number 10, I've got Cincinnati. I mean, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Literally, what the hell went on with Cincinnati? Just a complete and total utter collapse for the Bearcats. At number 9, also moving on up, the Houston Cougars. I mean, look, to be honest with you, this conference felt like it had been really strong all year, but with how Houston and how Cincinnati and Baylor all finished the season, it was a rough landing stretch for the Big 12 over the last couple of weeks.
It could have been a far more exciting down the stretch battle, I think, in the Big 12 over the last couple of weeks if Houston and Cincinnati would have been able to keep pace with which they started, or at least had through the majority of conference play. Of course, they faltered. Cincinnati at 9, Houston at number 8 for me. They're actually on the rise, a team that, again, you didn't have much expectations for them this season with Willie Fritz, but 9-3 to finish the year overall, 6-3 in conference play. Not a bad season for Houston. TCU coming in at number 7. I don't know if there's been a team more up and down in my Big 12 power rankings than the Horned Frogs. They finish on the way up, though, at number 7. And then Iowa State, I mean, a relatively impressive season for Matt Campbell and company, despite all of the injuries, at number 6. Also, potentially be on the lookout for Matt Campbell and Penn State. Not many options left for the Nittany Lions. At number 5, it's Arizona State, falling from that upper echelon, which with what they were before the Territorial Cup, they absolutely got embarrassed at home by the Wildcats. And I feel like because of those 5 turnovers or whatever it was, and the fact that they lost to their rival, Arizona State has to fall out of the top 4.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Coming in at 8 for me, I've got Kansas State, just a roaring one-score victory over Oklahoma State to end the season. Iowa State at number 7, and then we've got Kansas State didn't beat Oklahoma State. It was Iowa State that beat Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Who did Kansas State play?
Kansas State this past week put a whooping on Colorado.
That's right.
24-14, if you want to call it a whooping.
That's right. I forget again. Colorado doesn't matter. At number 6, I've got Arizona State University. Again, the reason ASU beat TCU. That was a lot earlier in the year. TCU put an absolute whooping in the final week, and ends up at number 5 for me. So we do not, I believe, have the same teams in the top 4. No, we do. We do have
potentially
the
a different
4.
order, though. We'll see
Let's find out
what each of those look like. I do have the Arizona Wildcats coming in at number 4. A hell of a season for Brent Brennan, Danny Gonzalez, and Seth Daggy, and really everybody on that Arizona coaching staff to finish the regular season the way they did. Utah coming in at number 3. All those that were talking about Kyle Whittingham and Utah's demise after a rough first season in the Big 12, well, eat that. BYU coming in at number 2. I know everybody in the world wants to talk about Kalani Sitake and not going to Penn State. The fact that BYU was able to retain him, have the season that they did, and potentially be in play for a CFP spot, which they absolutely 1,000% deserve, I think just speaks volumes as to where that program and this conference are at. And then the team that's really been atop my Big 12 power rankings for the majority of the season, they stay there. That's Texas Tech. They haven't done much outside of that Arizona State loss to warrant much movement. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are certainly a threat to win the national championship here in 2025. They are that type of team. They're built that way offensively, defensively, a phenomenal coaching staff, a great home field environment. Really excited to see what Texas Tech and BYU do in the postseason.
I don't have much to add because I agree with everything that you said. That's why our top 4 are the same. U of A at 4, Utah at 3, BYU at 2, Texas Tech at 1. What do you think? Where are your Big 12 power rankings heading into the Big 12 championship and, of course, bowl season as well? We'll have you covered with your Arizona State coverage, of course, going on throughout all bowl season and the offseason as we gear up for another exciting Big 12 season. Next year, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you around.